one day last spring. As spring was warming to summer, I was cooking eggs in a frying pan when I see 5 of those itty-bitty little ants go marching across the tile floor in my kitchen. Single file. Headed directly for my trash, where fresh coffee grounds and last night's scraps abound. And since I'm a guy, I just stepped on him with my sneaker. End of story. Holy Lois, the chick I had hanging around back then, wanted to start in with me about how I'm a mercilessly cruel-hearted bastard of a human beast. Because I just squished a bunch of those itty-bitty little ants. You know, the ones that are about this big. And Lois is having herself a hissy fit over it. So I turns to her and I says, Lois, I says, pipe down, would you? Don't you understand? Those are scouts. If even one of them were to make it back to the ant colony, I'd have a frickin' ant caravan a mile long, coming and going and coming, from my little trash can here in the kitchen, all the way back to where they came from. To which Lois replied, "You goddamn bastard of a beastie man, how could you? How could you? They were just doing their jobs. They were just little ones." To which I replied, "That's not the point, Lois, dear." And she looks up at me all sheepish-like and quizzical. And that's when I tell her, I'm trying to send a message back to where they came from, Lois, dear, that none who venture here ever return alive. Now, meanwhile, back at the ant colony, Staff Sergeant York, he's in a supervisory position at the entrance to the ant colony. He was getting to be too old to be a soldier ant anymore, so middle management made him an overseer. He stands at the entrance to the ant colony, and he clocks out all the scouts as they go out to scout. Clocks them all back in again when they return. 12-hour shifts. And Staff Sergeant York is quite distraught, as well he should be. Scout Team Victor, with Abernathy, Jones, Williams, Wilson, and Cordova, are way overdue. Way overdue. And Staff Sergeant York is worried. All the other ants are returning on time, according to schedule. And the night is falling. And of every team that is returning, Staff Sergeant York inquires, Page, Swanson, McDermott, have you seen my boys? Abernathy, Jones, Williams, Wilson, and Cordova? And they all reply, no, Staff Sergeant, we haven't. They're not in our sector, sir. Well then, carry on, says Staff Sergeant York. But he mutters under his breath, where could they be? You're not worried, are you, Sarge? Asks Page, leader of Scout Team Scrupulous. Nah, they'll turn up, says Staff Sergeant York, as he looks yet again at his watch. Oh, you didn't know that about ants, did you? Yeah, they wear watches. And so, to be nonchalant about it, Staff Sergeant York tells Page, well, why don't you guys go chow down, get yourselves some shut-eye. Which is impossible for an ant. They don't have eyelids. Oh, come on. This dumbass comedy routine. I figured I'd just throw that in there. Why not? After all, everything is anthropomorphicological anyways. No pun intended. No, of course that pun was intended. You know I'm lying, don't you? So anyway. At last, finally, the last crew arrives. And we're about to witness the final curtain as all hope fails. Garcetti, Jorgensen, Jenkins, and Shorty. Yeah, even ants have nicknames. And Shorty, he's on the short side. And the Sarge pipes up, Garcetti, have you seen my boys? Abernathy, Jones, Williams, Wilson, and Cordova? And Garcetti steady replies. Did you know, Sarge? Haven't you heard? Scout Team Victor Oliver were last seen disappearing into that giant crack in the Great Wall, 5 clicks north of here. You know the one, Sarge. As does every ant in the colony. It's the one where none who venture here ever return alive. Oh, so you want to know if I can actually play this thing? Yeah, just a minute. Let me get situated here. Ah, shoot. Let me try that again. Nah, we blew it. Close enough though, huh? For the ants.